Welcome friends. In this session we are going to see a live demonstration of exception handling programs. In previous session we have seen how to postpone the exception handling part by using throws clause. And now it's time to check this by practical. So watch this video till the end where we are going to see a demonstration, practical demonstration of how to postpone exception handling part or how to use throws clause in Java programming. At the end of this session, you will be having clear and crisp idea how to postpone the exception. So watch this video till the end. Hello guys, you have seen several sessions on exception handling. Right from the basic things, we have seen lot of different points regarding exception handling. Exception handling is one of the important part of Java programming, and therefore I am giving more stress on this topic. In future, in every part, when you are learning any new concept in Java, you have to use exception handling so that your program will not crash. In this session, I am going to give you a demonstration how can you postpone exception handling. In previous session, we have seen there are two different levels of programs. Sometimes different programmers on working on it. One class is used by another user in a different class, and therefore there is a question whether to handle this exception in the first class or handle the exception in a second class. So when one user avoids exception handling and makes compulsory to the next level user, it is known as postponing exception handling, and this is possible with the help of throws clause. We can simply say that if you don't want to handle exception right now, you can use throws clause and make others to handle this exception properly. So let us check this concept with the help of programming. Now I'm starting with actual session. If you want to see the concept of throws clause, how to use throws clause and all those details, please go to previous session and watch these videos completely. I have given its a link in a description, and you can go there, you can check previous sessions and come back here to see the practical demonstration. I'm expecting that you have completed all previous videos and now you are watching this demonstration. So let's start our demonstration without wasting a time. Here, instead of using any ready-made editor, I am using simply a notepad and DOS commands, DOS prompt to execute Java commands. You can use Eclipse or you can use Visual VS Code. You can use different available editors. But here I am trying to keep it very simple so that anyone on any computer can do it. So here I am going to type my program on simply notepad, and we will compile the program by using command prompt. So here is a notepad where I am going to type the program. So first I am going to create class number 1. Let us name it A. So here class, and the class name is class A. Inside it I am just going to make one method, public void add. Add is the name of method, or let's say public void, give the name like this, test. And here I am going to accept two values of type integer. And code for this method is just to accept those two values a and b and add them, or let us purposefully create an exception. Let us divide a by b and display the outcome. So I will declare one more variable int c, and inside c I will just write a divided by b. Okay, and then let us say display the value and value of c. So it's a simple method test which accepts two integers. I'm creating one more integer, and accepted integers, one integer is divided by another integer, and its answer is stored in third variable C, and just display the value of C. So it's a simple method that is declared in class A. No exception handling is used here. Now I'm going to create one more class. Now this is a public class. Now this is class B. Okay, and inside this I am going to use our main method, public static void main string args. Now this is our normal main method. Inside this I am going to create object of first class, that is class A. Let us create its a variable P is equal to new class A. And now with respect to P, we are going to call the method test, and here I am passing simply value like this, 5 and 10 and 5. So 10 will be divided by 5 and the answer will be 2, and it will be displayed. So it's a simple program. Now let us save this file with save as option. So as per rules of programming, public class name and file name must be same, and it should have .java extension. Now if you want to check all those rules, just go back and see the rules for Java programming video that I have uploaded already, and you can check all those rules. So here class b.java is a file name because class B is a public class. So let us save this file. Okay, now file is saved. Now let us compile the program. Okay, let me check where the file is saved. It is saved on desktop. So instead of that, I have created one folder Java test. So inside this, I will save it again. All files class B dot Java. Sorry. So file is saved with the name class B dot Java. Now let us try to compile the program. Here in this program, I have not used exception handling at all. Okay. Now here, let us compile the program first. So this is already opened. So I will just compile the program. Class B dot Java. Okay. Now here one word is missing, class. So I am giving class B as a class name, class A as a class name, and I forgot to use the keyword class. So let us go back to the command prompt and recompile it. Before that, I have to save it again. Two times I have used class. Okay, the program is compiled. All errors are eliminated. So in this program, you can see there is no exception handling. Okay, now let us run the program so that let us check whether program crashes or not. So here I'm just running the program class B, and here answer is 2. So there is no exception occurred. The program executed successfully. Now let us go back. Okay, now whether there is a need for exception handling, that we have to check. Now to make it very simple, let us see class A and class B, these two are different classes. Class A is created first and then class B is created. Now suppose class A is developed by one programmer and class B will be developed by another programmer at level 2. So level wise programmers. So first class A will be developed by level 1 programmer and class B will be developed by level 2 programmer. Now level 1 programmer don't know what are the arguments passed. And level 2 programmer don't know what is done inside test method. So arguments are passed by level 2 programmer and the actual working is done or the code is written by level 1 programmer. Level 1 programmer don't know what will be the arguments and level 2 programmer don't know what is code inside test method. Now let us modify the program and execute again. If level 2 programmer gives arguments like this, first argument 10 and second argument 0. Just focus on this line. P.test, first argument is 10 and second argument is 0. Now what will happen when this code will execute? Division by 0 exception will occur. In first case there was no exception, but in this case when second user or second level programmer is passing different values, in that case exception will occur. Let us check it inside a program. Okay. Let us I have to save the program first. Save. Now compile. Java C class B dot Java. So no error. Now let us run the program. Now here you can see exception is occurred in thread main, and what is the exception? You can check here, division by 0, and this exception is not handled in first class as well as in second class. So at first level it is not handled, at second level it is not handled. Now the question is where to handle this exception. Okay, the actual exception occurs at this line. So here you can handle exception inside method test when level 1 programmer is writing a program. Okay. Otherwise, when the p.test method is called, this level programmer can also use exception handling. Now, if there is a proper communication between these two developers, two programmers, then it's possible. But what should be the standard way? Now, that is the question. As level 2 user don't know what is code inside test method, he is not responsible for any exception which is occurred inside the method. And therefore, ultimately, this responsibility comes to the first level of user. So here, the person who is writing the code C is equal to A divided by B has to handle the exception, because he knows that you are using a division operation and division by 0 may result in exception, and therefore it is expected that this exception handling has to be done by programmer at level 1. And how it can be done, you can just see, we have already learned this technique. Just put this doubtful statement of division inside a try block, and just put a catch block with arithmetic exception, let's say E, and give the proper message. Here I am just putting the message system.out.println. Just give the message exception occurred. Okay, and here you can just say plus E. Now let us save the program, recompile the program, Now here you can check the proper output is given. Exception occurred. Now which exception occurred? Java.lang.arithmetic exception. And what is the reason? Division by 0. So proper messaging is done, program is not crashed. Now this is when level 1 programmer is handling the exception. Now let us say programmer at level 1 don't want to handle the exception. Okay, programmer at level 1 don't want to handle the exception. Actually, it's the responsibility of programmer at level 1. But suppose programmer at level 1 don't want to handle the exception, then ultimately this responsibility has to be given to the programmer at level 2 where this test method has been called. Now, how to make compulsory to the person who is going to call test method? Okay, now here we don't want to handle this. I will just remove the try and catch block. Original code as it is. Just remove the spaces. This is the actual code. Okay. Now programmer at level 1 is not handling the exception, and at programmer at level 2 is passing values like this 10 and 0, and because of division by 0 exception will occur. Now if programmer at level 1 is not handling the exception, the same exception handling part can be done by programmer at level 2. Now here, while calling this method p.test and passing arguments, we can put this line in a try block and we can use catch block with arithmetic exception. But the problem is the programmer at level 2 don't know what is inside test method. So he don't know that there is a possibility of exception. And probably this programmer will not handle any exception. Now how to make it compulsory to add programmer level 2? It's very simple, by using throws clause. Now here what programmer at level 1 first programmer can do, public void test which accepts 2 arguments and remaining code. And if programmer number 1 is don't want to handle the exception, then he can declare like this, throws. What it throws? It throws arithmetic exception. Okay, now here programmer at level 1 is declaring that I am writing a code for test method, and this test method may throw arithmetic exception, and therefore it is mandatory the person who is going to call test method has to handle arithmetic exception. So programmer at level 1 is just postponing exception handling part to the next level of user. So the person who is going to call this test method has to handle arithmetic exception. Otherwise, it will give compile time error. So let us put this test method call inside a try. And let us write catch block for it. Okay, so here you can see at level 1 just throws and arithmetic exception is declared, and at level 2 the actual exception handling part has been done. So compile the program again and run it. So here again exception occurred and the details of exception. Now this exception handling part has been done at level 2. So here level 1 and level 2. So here exception handling part has been postponed from level 1 to level 2, and this is possible with the help of throws clause. So I hope all of you have understood how can we postpone the exception handling part, and how to use throws clause in Java programming. Please put in comment that what value you got from this session. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you. Wish you all the best.